Hey everyone, welcome back to Modern Talks, and today I want to talk about something I think more people need to hear. When we talk about success, most of us assume that it takes being a genius or mastering one specific skill. We picture the top 1%, people who are insanely good at something the rest of us just couldn't dream of doing. But the truth is, success is often way simpler than that. If you could become decent, not amazing, just decent, at a handful of useful skills, especially the ones that most people avoid or ignore, you'll quickly find yourself ahead of the curve. You don't need to be world class. You just need to be average at the things that actually matter. So let's talk about some of those skills. The ones that you only need to be okay at, but once you stack them together, they can make you actually stand out. First off, communication. Getting comfortable with talking, listening, public speaking is one of the most important things you can do. We are social creatures, and most of our happiness comes from relationships. Strong communication skills can help you connect with others, navigate conflict, share ideas, and build trust. You don't need to be a professional debater or the funniest person in the room. Just being able to clearly express yourself already puts you far ahead of most people. Personally, one of the ways I really improved my communication skills is shifting the way I see conversations. I started viewing everyone as someone who could teach me something valuable. Everyone's have different lives, different experiences, and when you talk to someone with the intention of learning what they've done, what they want to do, what they care about, you start to gain perspective and build real connections. This mindset also makes you a better listener, not because you're faking interest, but because you're genuinely curious about what the other person has to say. The next skill you only have to be average at is financial literacy. Unfortunately, in most schools, especially here in the US, we're not taught how money works. Things like taxes, loans, credit, or investing are barely mentioned. And that can just have serious consequences, especially when you're expected to take out tens of thousands of dollars in student loans without truly understanding what that means. I've made videos covering some of these financial topics in more detail, so I won't go super in depth here, but I will say this. Even if you could just learn the basics, how interest works, what credit is, how loans function, how to save, how to invest, you will already be far more financially literate than most people. It doesn't take much, but it does take effort, and that effort pays off over time. Another skill you have to learn, and one that I've already made an entire video on, is delaying gratification. This single skill applies to almost every aspect of life, and more often than not, it's the difference between short-term comfort and long-term success. Whether it's saving money instead of spending impulsively, studying now to open doors into the future, eating clean and working out even when you don't feel like it, or just choosing to build something meaningful when you could just be scrolling on your phone for hours, delayed gratification shows up everywhere. And what makes it so powerful is this: most people just don't do it. Most people want the reward right now. They want that dopamine hit, that easy choice. But if you can train yourself, even a little, to choose the long-term value over instant pleasure, you'll start building momentum in your life that will just continue and build up further and further as you go on. It's not about being a monk or never enjoying yourself. It's about knowing when to say, I'll pass on this now so I can have something way better later. And that mindset over time leads to results that compound physically, financially, emotionally, all of it. And the best part, you don't have to be perfect at it. I personally am losing weight right now, okay, right? And I'm getting close to my goal. But as I get lower, it gets more difficult. You start wanting those short-term pleasures. But then right when I'm about to eat that food that would make me feel great, I realized that the whole day I've been not eating much and I felt pretty bad because of it. And all of that time, all of that effort would just be wasted just because of this one short-term pleasure I want, when the long-term goal of losing the weight and looking better for me is better in the long term. I think it is more valuable. You just need to practice it more than most because, like these other skills, being average at delaying gratification already makes you above average in a world that constantly chases shortcuts and the instant pleasures. Before we continue on with this video, I'd like to thank you all for 100 subscribers. If you enjoyed this video so far, be sure to like and subscribe because we're trying to hit 110 subscribers and all the support would help so much. Another basic skill that you only need to be average at is taking care of your physical health. You don't need to be a bodybuilder and an athlete. You don't need to go to the gym every day. Just hitting the gym 1, 2, 3 times a week and doing a simple, consistent workout can completely change your life over time. I've been working out for about 3 years now, and I'll be honest, I'm not incredible at it. I'm not breaking records, I'm not posting crazy transformations, but I'm consistent. I've built a habit, and for me, being average is good enough. The benefits of even a basic workout routine are massive. You have more energy throughout the day, you build discipline not just physically but mentally, you sleep better, and you just carry yourself with more confidence. I can speak from experience that back when I wasn't working out overweight, I didn't feel confident in myself at all. When you go work out and build yourself up, you gain this confidence that's just hard to explain, but you just need to experience it to understand. Most people just don't stick with it though. If you stay consistent, even with the most basic routine, you'll already be doing better than the majority. Finally, and I think this is just the most underrated skill in life, is the ability to set a plan and follow it while also being able to adapt along the way. Long-term planning, especially when paired with the ability to delay gratification, can lead to incredible results. When you create a long-term plan, you're just not setting goals, you're making a commitment to your future self. That means taking time to look at your options, figure out what resources you have, and choosing a path that makes sense for you. But here's the important part. You don't need to follow it perfectly. Life throws curveballs, plans will change. What matters is your ability to get back on the track when things go sideways. That's what makes a difference. Not perfection, but persistence. If you can learn to commit to a plan, adjust when needed, and keep moving forward, you'll be in a much better place than most people who just give up the first time things don't go exactly as they planned. When I explain my plan for the next 8 or so years to people, they're often surprised that I'm even thinking that far ahead. But for me, that kind of long-term thinking is just something I enjoy. It gives me direction. It helps me stay kind of on the path to where I want to be. And honestly, I don't have anything flashy to brag about. I do a lot of things that most people would avoid or overlook, but I'm just average at them. I'm not exceptional, I'm not insanely talented, I'm just trying to build habits and develop skills that I know will compound and improve myself over time. The weird part is, when I talk about this with other people, it often doesn't come across as impressive, because most people do at least one of these things what I'm working on, so to them it just sounds normal. But what I've learned is that when you combine a bunch of normal things, when you stack them up, it becomes something more. And that's where the edge is, not in being perfect at one thing, but being intentional about many small things that matter. I hope you all enjoy this video. If you stay consistent, stay focused, and keep stacking these habits and skills, eventually being average starts to seem pretty exceptional. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.